On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Implement children in this world. It's not about you.
Not about you.
It's no longer about you. But I can do both. No, obviously you can't, because this generation, we keep hearing women, you saying that, oh, we could do X, Y, and Z. Well, so why so many black women are angry today and openly admitted that they can't, they want to take their guard down, but they don't trust enough to take their guard down because they've been hurt or something, or X, Y, and Z. These are the same women who making money. Our women, black women out in the science fields, the whole 9 yards, they outdoing us in education, in the work fields, the whole and manager jobs and stuff like that in the corporate world. But they still not happy. You making the money, baby girl. You making the money. You got your child. You got your hot girl summer. But we know that you crying and tucking in that. You really want that somebody to really hold you, to understand you. But you walking around not feeling understood.
No, so first of all, not in a rude way, right?
Mm-hmm.
The things that you guys are saying, it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. What I'm saying is that, like, my perspective and how I feel, I think that this podcast is not going to get everything in the person that I am in wholeheartedly, because there are certain things that are asked and there are certain things that are said. You're not going to get to know the real me. So, there's some people that might look at it at today's episode and be like, what? She's crazy. She's insecure. She's this and that. But there's just so much more to people than just one particular perspective. And I get it. I get it, right? But I do respect what you're saying. I do. I get it. I get what you're saying, and I respect what you're saying.
Can I ask something?
Hold on, really. What were you about to say?
So, Siobhan, I just wanted to see if I understood where you were coming from with this. What you were trying to say, as far as what I'm hearing, is that in the olden days, a shotgun wedding was required. Basically, if a guy got you pregnant, whatever, even if he wasn't the right man or it wasn't the right situation, you would be required, and just how it is to marry him, right? But
yes.
Now we're in a different time where you feel like that in that same situation and happening to you recognizing that he was not the right guy. You didn't feel that pressure to have to marry him and start building a life with the wrong person. And you think that the difference between then and now is that you have more support now in order to make that different choice versus back then, when obviously our grandparents, literally my grandmother had no choice, actually, not even a choice.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you feel like you're learning from your mistakes, I think that is crazy. People have to recognize what's best for them, and they have to learn from what it is that they've gone through and make better choices. That's all that it is. Like, that's really all that it is. I don't think that you should be judged for something that you did in the past if you feel like, listen, I learned from that and I'm making better choices moving forward.
But here's the thing, and this is what pisses me off. It's because you're minimizing the mistake. It's not a mistake, and I tripped and fell. Oh, my mistake, I left a shoe, and get back up.
How am I minimizing the mistake?
Let me finish and I'll tell you. You're minimizing it because the mistake is a whole child, and that mistake is going to affect that child forever. It's not a minimum mistake, just it affects the child forever. So these little mistakes, it's important that we do talk about this, and we have women that have experience. Shout out Toya and me. Shout out Siobhan too, that has the experience, so people don't make, oh, it's a mistake. Oop, I got pregnant. Oop, it's a mistake. Because that child is going to have to suffer, deal with this for their entire lives. A lot of us are still dealing with trauma at 40, 50 years old because we didn't have a father there. But these aren't just minimum mistakes. These are life-changing, altering things that we do to our children.
Yeah, but
what part of what I said said it wasn't?
I said, let's not minimize it. Did you not hear that part?
I didn't minimize it. I didn't say that it's not a big deal. Nothing that I said minimized.
Well, I want to put.
I'm not saying, oh, it was such a horrible mistake.
I'm putting the sprinkles.
Do I not put enough emphasis in my voice?
Well, you don't have to, but I will. I'm putting the sprinkles on the cupcake. Because we can't keep going, oh, I made a mistake at 21. I made a mistake at 25. Oh, shit. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. because that child is going to suffer forever without two parents, or neglect, or not having a mom, or not having a dad.
Yeah, but the difference is between then and now is that we were all raised, not all, sorry. Some of us were raised in a household where they said therapy was bad. Don't go to therapy. You're crazy. But the difference is that these children now, as parents now, we have the opportunity to take them to therapy. And my daughter actually does go to therapy, and I do too.
How old is your daughter?
She's 7, about to be 8. So we're almost the same height, but she does go to.
Okay, let me ask this. Let me ask this.
Brilla, can I say something real quick, Brilla?
Go ahead,
I want to say, and therapy is a beautiful thing. When I got a divorce, my children, I got 3 children.
Sorry, brother, I got you.
Right,
I'm by your drink, bro.
My children was in therapy. That's a beautiful thing.
I felt that one. Right.
That doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't. It still hurts me as a dad when I look and I see the sadness on my children's face when they want mommy and daddy to do things together. When I still see the sadness that sometimes my children cry out, they be happy at one moment and just instantly cry because they want both. They want mommy and daddy. They want to share this experience with mommy and daddy at the same time. That still hurts. That still is trauma. I know I grew up with my mother. I didn't grow up with my dad. My dad sprinkled every now and again, but I grew up with my mother. I know how it affected me and still affected me to this day, but I come to grips and learn from it and evolve from it. So at the end of the day, the point that she was trying to make is, I think that she was trying to make, and I caught, it's crazy to me and probably to a lot of people that we're willing to, you got at least 18 years of a commitment with that child, with that man, and we thinking you wouldn't even get married. You would have a child by a man that you wouldn't even get married to. That is the most craziest thing ever, and that backwards. Our generation is very backwards. At least we like to act like our grandmothers or mothers was weak. No, those was women. They said, say if that first child they didn't want, but granddad done slipped up. They made a commitment that says, well, listen, I'm going to sacrifice because of my child. Only thing you are stating that how selfish we are today. You're saying if you want to be selfish, my mother used to always say this, if you want to be selfish, don't have children. But the minute that you implement children in this world, it's not about you.
Not about you.
It's no longer about you. But I can do both. No, obviously you can't, because this generation, we keep hearing women, you saying that, oh, we could do X, Y, and Z. Well, so why so many black women are angry today and openly admitted that they can't, they want to take their guard down, but they don't trust enough to take their guard down because they've been hurt or something, or X, Y, and Z. These are the same women who making money. Our women, black women out in the science fields, the whole 9 yards, they outdoing us in education, in the work fields, the whole, and manager jobs and stuff like that in the corporate world. But they still not happy. You making the money, baby girl. You making the money. You got your child. You got your hot girl summer. But we know that you crying and tucking in that. You really want that somebody to really hold you, to understand you. But you walking around not feeling understood.